Hi, welcome to my guitar tutorial. I'm calling this a dominant 7th exercise in 12 keys, starting from the root, 3rd, 5th, flat 7th of each chord, guitar tutorial. So I started off just playing over the progression, the 12 different chords, and I started from the root, and then I also started from the 5th. Okay, so to start off with, I'll just talk a little bit about some of the resources that I'll link below the video. So the first thing is the iReal Pro format. So if you have iReal Pro, you can download that and open up the code on your phone or on your iPad, or you can also, I guess, do it on HTML on your computer. Then I also have a PDF of the chord chart. So the chord chart also features all the different parent keys. So for example, when key of the B7 chord is from the key of E, so you can do different scales from that key. Okay, and then I also have all of the patterns that I did. I have them all written out in every single key. So that's about a 7-page document. I decided to do G flat 7 and F sharp 7 as 2 separate keys, key of C flat and key of B. So depending, for those who are the geeky ones out there, maybe you'll like one better than the other. And then because I'm doing a lot with tetrachords, although this isn't exclusively on tetrachords, I also have a link to that William Fowler Downbeat magazine, where he talks about tetrachords and some of the different shapes. So that might come into the discussion here. Okay, I guess that's it for the preliminaries. Yeah, so like I said, in the beginning video, the playing demonstration, I was playing off of the root, and then I was playing off of the fifth of the chord, and I'll get into a little bit more detail. So right now I'm planning on doing an in-depth look at 4 different chords. So I'll start off with the E7. So I'm planning E7, A7, D7, G7. So we'll see how many of those I get to, since those are probably the chords that most guitar players would be most familiar with. And then I'll kind of maybe put the loops on for this. Okay, so now on the E7 chord, you'll see this on the PDF. E7 chord is in the key of A. So what I'm doing here is I'm organizing the guitar on the top 4 strings. So this is just something I've been thinking about over the past several weeks, about different ways of organizing the guitar. I talk a lot about 2-string groupings. Was looking at some 3-string scale groupings, and I thought, oh, the 4-string I thought was kind of interesting because of the way the chords and everything laid. Okay, so I'll just be looking at that. That's page 6 there. So I'm on the E7 chord. So I'm just going to read through this so briefly. So G sharp A, B C sharp, D E, F sharp G sharp. So that's just so you can think of that as the Locrian from that key. I don't want to throw out too many modal names because that would be confusing. That's just starting from the third. From the third of the E7 chord. So what I'm suggesting here is, if you think of it as kind of a G sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, then you have a pair of triads, B minor and C sharp minor. So if you look at this, let's go. So that was kind of an interesting way of looking at it. And then so then what I'm saying is, you have this B minor triad on top. You can add the notes C sharp, G sharp, and E. Okay, that's the one thing. Okay, and the Dorian, I already did that one, that shape. So yeah, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. So my notes below, the pairs of notes are whole steps. So if you B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. Right, and I'll just do a little aside here. I've probably seen Pat Metheny maybe 5 times or something, and it seems to me like I've never sat and deconstructed his licks, but it seems to me when I was, from my recollections of him playing, it seemed to me like he kind of does runs like this, where he's kind of tracing out triads or 7th chords. So you can kind of think about that. So, and then the two tetrachords are identical. So B minor tetrachord, and then the F sharp minor. Right, and then you can refer to that the William Fowler article where he talks about the tetrachords. Okay, and then what I was suggesting here is you can use your standard E7th bar chord to kind of set this up. So you have I have an E7 chord, then starting from the 5th, that sets up your scale. And then you'll notice in the playing demonstration, I'm tending to use this particular fingering, 2/4. But you can use various fingerings, okay? And then the next one is going to be starting kind of around the major 7th chord. So D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D. So the note there is that I have a D triad and an E triad. I think I might have done it in my previous tutorial. So, and then you have this major 7 all over the E. Okay, and then the last one would be, so this would be kind of Mixolydian. So what I'm suggesting here, you have a major tetrachord, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, okay, and then you have a minor tetrachord, B, C sharp, D, E. And Fowler talks about that in his article. And then as I was preparing to get this video together, I thought of this kind of E9 arpeggio lick to set up the descending scale pattern. So I'll just go through that briefly. E, G sharp, B, D, and then there's the 9 there. Okay, so that was kind of the idea. And then just coming right down the scale. E, D, C sharp, B, A, G sharp. So that was the idea with that. So I'll just go ahead and play through those, starting from the 3rd, starting from the 5th, starting from the seventh, and then starting from the root. Okay, so I'll just say that third, fifth, seventh, root. And I'll just kind of play through that. I'll just loop this E7. Okay, third. Also recognize this kind of blues lick. Okay, now starting from the fifth, it's the kind of Dorian. Throw a chord there. Chord there. Little chord there. So then I'm going to start from kind of around the flatted sevens. A pair of triads there. D chord to E chord. D major 7. It's kind of a cool sound. Okay, and then the last one, major tetrachord plus minor tetrachord. Here's that E9 arpeggio idea. Okay, so that's just a little bit deeper dive into that. Yeah, I thought that was kind of an interesting idea that I discovered there. So I was going back and forth between the D triad and the E triad. So then what I would do is D to E, and then I also threw in the major 7. That was kind of interesting. So D major 7, and then back down the E triad. Okay, now I'm going to go to the A7. I'll go. That's the next one on the page. So A7 chord from the key of D. So this one is coming from the flatted 7. So you have G A, B C sharp, D E, F sharp G. So you have the G. So G and A. Right, as I was playing, as getting ready for this, I was thinking that kind of song from the 70s. How long has this been going on? Kind of sounds a little bit like that song. Okay, so then you have the major tetrachord plus the minor tetrachord, A, B, C sharp, D, then E, F sharp, G, A. Right, and then I have this A9 arpeggio, A, C sharp, E, G, B, G, and then right down the scale. A, G, F sharp, E, Right, and then I'm taking advantage of the low E and the low A. So that way, if you don't have a backing track, you can give yourself like a nice low string to play off of. All right. So then there's obviously, if you think about it, these tetrachords can be played in a number of ways, as Fowler talks about in his article. So for right now, I'm just thinking of everything in terms of these, these 2-note per string scales around the chords. So that was kind of the idea here. Okay, now it's based around the C sharp, the C sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, C sharp D, E, F sharp G, A, B, C sharp. So you have an E minor and an F sharp minor triad. Then when you're playing the C sharp minor, so there's an E minor on top, and then you can add the notes F sharp, C sharp, A, either individually, or I did that slide thing, or you can do sixths or thirds. Lots of different things you can do there. So knowledge is power. Okay, and then I'll do one more. So this is the Dorian. So this is, so I'm saying, if an easy way to find this is just to use your A7 bar chord. Okay, so you have these two minor tetrachords, E, F sharp, G, A, and then B, C sharp, D, E. Okay, so then one of the things that I think about when I'm doing this is how you can create melodies from each of these tetrachords, and they can kind of do almost like a call and response. So let's say I did, right, let's say that was my melody. Then you can take the same intervals. See how that kind of sounds like they go together. So I'm giving it a little bit of a swing feel. Yeah, so I could have chosen to play this with a swing feel, but I just like this pop smooth. I'm about 75 beats per minute, so that way it gives me enough time to kind of spin out the ideas. Okay, so that's from C sharp, and okay, Dorian. Okay, so now I'll do the same as I did before. I'll just play through these. I'll say, you know, flat 7, root, 3rd, and 5th, and with the A7 loop here. Okay, this is from the 7th. So there's that G. It's kind of a cool sound there. Now I'm going to start from the A, the root, major, minor tetrachord. Here's the A9 arpeggio, down the scale. Okay, I'll kind of mess with that a little bit. From the 3rd. There's that C sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, so I'm adding F sharp. Thirds, I mean it's a 6th. And then the Dorian sound. One other thing you might notice here, so you have these Dorian tetrachords, and then you also have this whole tone or Lydian. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll just kind of explore that a little bit here. Maybe do chromaticism. So there's different things you can do there with the chromaticism. All right, I guess I'll do maybe just at least maybe one or two more keys here. So how about I'll go to a D7 chord. So that's a key of G, as I've said. This is a page 7 of the PDF. Okay, so the D7 chord. So starting from the 3rd. Okay, this would be F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, F sharp G, A B C D. Right, so you have a A minor triad and a B minor triad. So when you have the F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, add B, F sharp or D to that chord. So that's an A minor triad on top and a B minor. And so I talked earlier about that. So you can slide there, right? Very common device that you hear. A 6th intervals, CA, or 3rd intervals. Or the Hendrix, I think Hendrix does that like a, oh, he does looks like that. All right, so that's from the 3rd. Okay, now here's that Dorian side, A, B, C, D, and then E, F sharp, G, A. And then you also have this a whole tone, C, D, E, F sharp in the middle. So that's okay, and I also make the note that the two tetrachords are identical. Minor and minor, same interval structure. Okay, now starting from the flat 3rd, you have the C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C. So it's kind of based around kind of a C major 7th chord. You might notice me kind of throw in this lick here. So you have D as your root. G resolves down to F sharp. So that makes a nice like kind of 9/13 sound for the D. Kind of a nice sound. All right, that's from the C. Okay, and then from the root, you have this major tetrachord, D, E, F sharp, G, and then minor tetrachord, A, B, C, D. And then I have my lick here, D9 arpeggio, D, F sharp, A, C, E. And then down the scale, D, C, B, A. Okay, that's just something that's kind of a sound I like. I used to do a lot of those back in my fusion days. It's kind of a cool sound. Okay, I'll put the track on here. This would be the D7, and I'll say whether I'm starting from the 3rd, from the 5th, the flattest 7th, or the root. Okay, so from the 3rd. Fifth. C, D. There's that C and D triad together. And then starting from the root, D, major triad, major tetrachord, minor tetrachord. Okay, then the D9 arpeggio. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll skip the G7. I think I'll just do the G7. I'll just do an ending improvisation just based off the G7 chord. I'll use some of these ideas and I'll just kind of go off and do my own thing. Okay, so a lot of resources here. You know, for the more ambitious, I got everything's written out in all the different keys, so you can explore that on your own. You know, so the iReal Pro format, the chord chart, all the different patterns that I've been using. And then if you thought about it, maybe in the future, I'll try to do some other kinds of organizations, taking this concept, maybe moving it over to the next string group, top 3 strings with shifts. You know, I've been thinking about all these different things, and I finally, as I was thinking about what I wanted to do next on my channel here, I decided, well, let me just kind of do these 4-string groupings. Okay, so for ending improvisation, G7th chord. So basically, that's the next one on page 7, key of C. And I'll use some of these concepts, but then I'll also just kind of play whatever I want to play there. Okay, thanks for listening and watching, and have fun exploring these 7th chords. And then with the iReal Pro or with your own imagination, you play them with a funk feel, with a swing feel, whatever you like to do. Okay.